Of their fans showed their disappointment with the way the club's being run. But you'll also hear how manager Andy Nelson answers that criticism in the strongest possible terms. What about that match between Charlton and West Ham? Really, it had become of vital importance too for Charlton in their bid to escape the drop to the third division, and playing now without the lift that a class player like Mike Flanagan could give them. Flanagan, of course, still in dispute with the club.
Flanagan just slipping it out for foul. He tried to chip it in again. Flanagan's right in there. Flanagan's in there. And Flanagan has scored.
But West Ham's battle for promotion has similarly been hindered by the absence of Trevor Brooking. And indeed, the big match cameras caught this moment against Newcastle when he suffered his ankle injury and had to hobble off. And that was a month ago. And he's not played since. But now let's catch up with the men who are playing as Charlton face West Ham.
So the teams are out on a valley pitch that is very firm. It also could be a little bumpy. It's a huge ground that's now comfortably filled. And talking of comfort, that covered area behind the goal now beginning to take shape here. But what about the teams? Here's the Charlton side without Derek Hales, who's got a calf injury, and his place at number 8 goes to Steve Gritt. And a new name in the defence is 23-year-old Gary Churchhouse, formerly of Windsor and Eton. A side that's already missing defenders Dave Shipley and Phil Warman from the defence. West Ham have also come here with injury problems, already without Trevor Brooking, and now their top scorer Brian Robson has got a thigh injury, and Billy Jennings comes into the side for his first full game of the season. Frank Lampard, back after injury, is the substitute. The referee today is Malcolm Sinclair of Guildford. 2 more games after this one before he retires as a referee. And now, in what is a cup tie occasion, really, with a cup tie atmosphere, we're just about ready to go. So away we go. West Ham attacking the goal to our right in a change strip of white shirts and light blue shorts. Charlton in red shirts and white shorts. And Charlton with a really depressing record of 13 games without a win. But here's Tideman. Already an indication that ball's going to be a little capricious there. It was bumping and about all over the place. Amazing to think that in the middle of November, Charlton were lying 5th in the table, and now there's a real possibility, unless they can string a result or 2 together in their last 3 games, that they could appear in the 3rd division next season. That's David Campbell with a free kick for them. And a free kick now for Charlton as well against a West Ham side without the influence of Brooking, without the strike power of Brian Robson. 5 goals only in their last 6 games. They've tightened up a little bit since the big match last saw them, and they scored 5 against Newcastle. Here's Peacock with the free kick for Charlton, desperately looking for a good start to this game, and very nearly getting it until it's hooked away in the end by David Cross. A really good big crowd here and a great atmosphere to go with it. Here's Steve Gritt for Charlton. Peacock would throw. Peacock again. Holland watching him closely. Can Peacock get it over? He's got a chance now. And Holland sticking to his job well, but now he's got to find a way through, and it's a goal kick. Pat Holland, who scored in each of the last 2 games. Very good. Peacock floating one in there, and Phil Parkes gathering it at its highest point most beautifully. Cross versus Madden, and where will it go? Only just. Well, that was a dangerous back pass there from Laurie Madden, and Cross was very nearly in it, and you could see the anger on the face there of the goalkeeper Nicky Johns. Wasn't much to spare. Tideman trodden on the ball and very nearly lost it, but Berry was there. The ball didn't run to West Ham in any case. Devonshire. West Ham will be hoping that he'll make his mark on this game, but tigerish little Peacock's getting in there first, but it'll fall to McDowell. A touch here now for Devonshire. And again Devonshire, and played on nicely this time by Cross for Pike. That's a beautiful ball played in by Pike, but headed nicely by Shaw. And a goal for West Ham! But ruled out. Devonshire's shot ruled out. Now, what could that have been for? The linesman was flagged Could only have been offside. A crucial decision by that linesman. Here we go again as that ball came in for Alan Devonshire. It deflected off a Charlton player, in fact, beyond Nicky Johns, back of the net, but disallowed. And Billy Jennings, having played 13 minutes, has got himself an injury, and that's bad news for West Ham. Coming up to the right-hand side of the back four, releasing John McDowell, who's played in midfield, of course. And maybe they'll play just with the two up front, Cross and Pike. Ball bouncing all over the place, not easy. McDowell, Devonshire again, Adams after him. And Devonshire's done well, he's got a corner too. So Nicky Johns wanting cover, wanting men to be marked. Lampard with the corner for West Ham. Floating in there on the breeze. Billy Bonds with a header. Down goes Nicky Johns. Well, that would have been a moment for Billy Bonds against his old club. He left them in 1967, 12 years ago, for £50,000. Got up well from that header. And down for Nicky Johns. 0-0 we stand halfway through the first half. Berry taking it up for Charlton. Tommy Taylor heading this one. Shaw with the throw. Powell. Brush getting quickly to him. Another throw for Charlton. Powell quickly grabbing that. Grit. Powell doing well. A nice little chip there. And Robinson very close indeed to getting an opening goal there for Charlton, which really would have been made for him by Colin Powell, which was a lovely little run, jinking run down that byline. Nicely weighted cross. Marty Robinson with 17 goals this season, getting up looking for 18, but off the mark. Now can Brush get it over? He can, and Pike's there. What a good save. What good reactions by Pike, and really razor-sharp reactions by Nicky Johns. Last seconds of the first half now, and Lampard cutting that out. Here's Cross onside. Both sides, in fact, looking a little short up front at the moment. Charlton have been for some little time, I think. The half-time whistle goes, and West Ham, of course, are definitely so without Robson, and now without the injured Jennings, who went off after some 13 minutes or so. So a goalless first half. West Ham did have the ball in the net from Alan Devonshire, but was offside. And a lot of tension, which I think, with the gusty conditions and the... It's a corner for Charlton. Powell to Peacock. A nice little chip in there. And a chance. Oh, what a good piece of goalkeeping, though, by Parks, when it looked as though Marty Robinson was just lining up a shot or a header just to nudge that one into the back of the net. And Parks really pounced on him with a punch. Well, a heavyweight punch, really, and it may well have connected with Robinson as well. As that ball floated across that West Ham penalty area into the 6-yard area, it looked suddenly as though Robinson was onto a good thing, and how quickly Parks reacted. And it's away with Devonshire now. Bonds going up outside him. Brush. Cross coming in towards David Cross, but here's McDowell, back for Lampard. McDowell again, and Laurie Madden, good solid game Madden's had. McDowell crossing it in again though, and Nicky Johns gathering it. He stuck to his job well there in the back four. There he's marked Cross. He's met fire without any doubt. Crossed in by Peacock. Tommy Taylor there with the header. Oh, a missed kick though by Lampard, and Grit turning it in off the West Ham defender for the Charlton corner. So Lampard is back there at the near post with Brush as Peacock takes another corner. Curling it right in there. Madden's header. Oh my goodness, and Robinson very nearly turned it in, and Bonds was grateful in the end to turn it away. The corner came in, and it looked like Madden and Campbell, who were right up there, and Robinson got a touch across the face of the West Ham goal. Now Powell. Played in towards Peacock, cut out though by Martin. A good spell this for Charlton though. Grit turning it back for Berry. Planted in there again towards Keith Peacock. And that's a goal kick for West Ham. Well, in the first half it was as though West Ham had the better half chances. They got the ball in the net, but it was disallowed. In the second half, there's no doubt that it's Charlton who are looking the more menacing in front of goal, with Martin Robinson twice. And now for Shaw as Charlton come forward again. Devonshire right back to do a covering job, but still Charlton in possession. Terry Brisley the substitute. Crowder howling for him to get the ball in the West Ham box. Being shadowed by Holland. Plays it here for Churchhouse. Now, can he do something? That's a good shot. And a save by Phil Parkes right at the end. Beautifully struck by Churchhouse, and on that difficult surface, Parkes knew he had to get right behind it. Devonshire, Billy Bonds whacking it away, the final whistle, and it's a goalless draw, which means 1 point each. John Lyle goes up the tunnel, Andy Nelson's already gone down the stairs. The managers will have to go on maybe suffering a little and wondering a little until the end of the season. Like the players here and the crowd who supported them today. Will Charlton go down yet? And will West Ham go up? Well, as they come up the tunnel, they are questions that are still to be answered at the end of the season. A really tense game between two sides who knew that so much depended upon it. Billy Bonds here leading West Ham. David Cross, who's had a tremendous battle all afternoon with Laurie Madden. Keith Peacock, who went battling on his way. Les Berry, and Steve Grit and Marty Robinson. Quite a battle, full of commitment. The two goalkeepers, customary that they always come off together. But in the end, a lot of activity, a lot of commitment. Mervyn Day there, but no goals. A final scoreline then here, Charlton 0, West Ham